Mr. Frimpong, I suggest we skip since the technical base is working on that.
Okay, thank you very much. The next person to address us is a representative of UNESCO. We all know the work that UNESCO is doing in the world and especially in Ghana. There's so much that we are doing as far as culture is concerned that we can't do without UNESCO. And they have been a key player in organizing this event, advising us and sharing a lot of information with us. So this morning, afternoon, and evening, we have a UNESCO rep in Ghana who will be giving us his speech. And we have with us here Mr. Abrahamani Diallo. I don't know if I got the name right. Please forgive me, you can pronounce it correctly for us. So, sir, we are here to listen to you, to share with us, to give us your speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Frimpong. You pronounce very well. Abdurrahman Diallo. My name is Abdurrahman Diallo. I'm the UNESCO representative in Ghana. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Honorable Samian Kourma, Mr. John Dosevi, my brother, President of RAPEC and promoter, founder of the World Day for African and Afro-Descendant Culture. Mrs. Janet Edna Niame, Executive Secretary of National Commission of Culture. Mr. Frimpong, Ghana Tourist Federation. Mr. Stephen Yekoshua William, co-founder of the Repat Assistance Initiative. Mr. Tete Tevi Jidogbe, the focal point for GMCA here in Ghana and CEO Destination Afrique. Mr. David Adjazie, Chief Operation Officer Destination Afrique. And Mr. Dr. Taleb Rifai, I don't know if he's following, the former Secretary General UNWTO. So all distinguished participants, dear friends, all protocol observed. I'm really very, very happy to be with you this afternoon on this webinar on the theme, the role of the African diaspora in conserving and promoting African culture for economic development in Africa, which is hosted here in Ghana and organized by Destination Afrique, RAPEC. And I would like really to congratulate warmly the organizers and thank them for having chosen Ghana as the host of this webinar, which is closing the series of events for the celebration of the World Day of African and Afro-Descendant Cultures, these 2021 editions. Ghana, Gate of Africa, Ghana Gate, beacon of Pan-Africanism. We are very happy and proud that RAPEC and GMCA, you chose Ghana to host this closing ceremony for the 2021 celebration. Akwaba, welcome, bienvenue to all the participants. UNESCO is very encouraged by this webinar on the role of the African diaspora in conserving and promoting African culture for economic development, which really show the commitment in the Pan-African issues and reinforces the initial celebration that were also organized here in Ghana. We will come back later on it. I would like to congratulate Mr. John Dosavi for his bright idea to mark an international day for African and Afro-Descendant culture. I echo, as we say here in Ghana, I echo to him and his team. And Medase, a big Medase, un grand merci. It is to be recalled that it is on your initiative that your country, Togo member state and other African member states submitted this initiative and to UNESCO, and it was approved at the 40th General Conference in 2019. Thank you again and congratulations. 24 January is an historical year indeed, since this is the day where the African head of states and governments approved the Charter for African Culture Renaissance. And this was in Khartoum during the 6th African Union Summit, which was devoted to education and culture. It was an historical summit, and I was personally privileged to be present at this day, and I was part of the UNESCO team which supported the African Union Commission, which was chaired at that time by Professor Alpha Umar Konari. So it is an important dated all around the world. These 2021 editions, I know that UNESCO offices in the regions, like in Cote d'Ivoire or in DRC, in Kinshasa, or in Costa Rica, or Kingston in Jamaica, supported some events, a few events for the celebration of this International Day. UNESCO commends the celebration that were held here in Ghana with the initiative of the Secretariat of Beyond the Return, with the initiative which was organized at William A.B. Du Bois Centers with a tree planting ceremony. Congratulations with you. This activity involved the Ghana Tourism Association, the Diaspora Affairs Forums, UNESCO, Panafest, and other key stakeholders from the culture sector. So congratulations and thank you to Beyond the Return initiative. Here in Ghana, since we are hosting, Ghana is hosting this virtual webinar, I would like to mention a few major initiatives we are supporting. So the Beyond the Return initiatives, of course, you know, which started with the Beyond the Year of Return in 2019, and recently in December we supported the Ghana Culture Forum in a big round table actually to brainstorm about the importance of culture in the agenda of Beyond the Return. Tourism investment, yes, but it cannot be done without culture. Other important initiatives that are supported here in Ghana, we can mention the Bisa Berwa Museum by Eko Ansa, the respected Ghanaian filmmaker and cultural entrepreneur. We can mention also the recent launch initiative of the Pan-African Heritage World Diaspora Museum, initiated by Mr. Kojo Yanka, which is foreseen to be implemented in Ghana, and of course, as well as Panafest and other regional festivals, which are very important for African and Afro-descendant diaspora. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are all aware, Africa Union this year proclaimed the year of the arts, culture, and heritage. So the celebration of this year really resonates differently, I would say, with this year, which is proclaimed as the year of arts, culture, and heritage. So there will be a lot of initiatives all around, during the year and all around the continent and the diaspora. And we are here and eager to support. And we're happy actually that the World African and Afro-Descendant Days was the day kicking off the celebration of this important year. Ladies and gentlemen, before closing my remark, I wanted to share just an extract of the official message that my Director General, the Director General of UNESCO, Madame Audrey Azoulay, that she shared on the occasion of this International Day. From the stone town of Zanzibar to Kandobe drums, to mention only what is on the tangible and intangible heritage list, the cultures of Africa and its diaspora have developed unique ways of thinking and feeling, experiencing and telling across continents and centuries. Endlessly revisited, reinvented, and reinterpreted, this heritage fosters a particularly lively type of cultural creativity typified, for example, by the burgeoning music industry of Haiti and the flourishing cinema industry of Nigeria. Promotion of African and Afro-descendant culture is all the more important as the global crisis has exacerbated all the tensions in all our societies. The fact is that these cultures offer pride, answers, and something to heal even the deepest wounds. It is also the concern of our slave route programs, which provide an understanding of the causes and consequences of slavery and shed light on the mechanism of racism and stigmatization, unquote. So that was an abstract of the message from the Director General on the occasion of the celebration, the 2021 celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude, I really want to congratulate again the initiator, the organizer of this webinar. Congratulate again my brother John De Savi for this bright initiative, and reassure him of our willingness, our availability to welcome here in Ghana and to help him bridging also with all stakeholders so that this day here in Ghana really anchor and will take its place throughout the many initiatives that we have here in Ghana. Ghana, the country, the beacon of Pan-Africanism, the gate to Africa. So thank you very much for your attention. Medase, merci beaucoup.
Yes, Mr. Diallo. Thank you very much for that comprehensive speech. Colleagues, don't forget we are celebrating World Day for African and Afro-descendant culture. And we are looking at an interesting topic, that is the role of the African diaspora in the conservation and promotion of African culture for economic development of Africa. And it is by Africans and for Africans. And we are happy to have great men and women of Mother Africa. I can see Rabbi Cohen. I can see my own brother, Stephen Yeshua, also here. Madame Janet Edna is also with us, and a number of wonderful speakers that we'll be hearing from them. My co-moderator, Florence Na, is also here. But before then, we have the Ghana rep of Ghana rep of Rappel, Mr. Omar Diani, to give us his address. Sir, if you can hear me, kindly unmute yourself and address your audience. Mr. Omar, kindly unmute yourself. Sorry, you are still muted, Mr. Omar. Thank you very much. Yes, you are true. Thank you.
Bonjour, mesdames, messieurs. Très heureux de vous avoir ce soir, sur ce plateau, où nous célébrons la Journée mondiale de la culture africaine, qui est un moment, et nous, en tant que représentants de la chose, et avons choisi Guillaume Laclé d'être le représentant de cet événement. On le remercie beaucoup et on vous remercie aussi, le directeur de l'UNESCO, le représentant du Ghana, John de Savie. Je n'ai pas beaucoup de choses à vous dire. Le débat sur meilleur programme ce soir. On se retrouvera pour mieux célébrer cet événement et pour mieux en parler et pour que tout le monde sache qu'est-ce que la Journée mondiale de la culture africaine qui a été initiée le 24 janvier. On aurait dû le faire, mais en retard. On est en train de le mettre. C'est un processus de départ et chaque année, nous le célébrons normalement le 24 janvier. Donc, pour dire, pour clôture, je vous dis merci. Merci d'être le bienvenu et à très bientôt.
Thank you very much, Mr. Omar. We have an interpreter here, Mr. Charles. I don't know whom, if you are here, probably you might give us a brief
John Cranton will
what
just,
Mr. Omar shared.
Yes, John Cranton will give you a gist of what Mr. Omar said.
Great, okay, John,
yes,
please go ahead.
He is most grateful for the organization of this meeting. The date of 24th January will be observed as such. It is true that the planning and everything had gone on, and would like to also thank you for organizing this meeting. We will see to it that everything will move on as planned, and then it's a great opportunity to be with you all. That's the gist of what he actually said.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cranton. We are grateful for that interpretation. We will have a short video. Right afterwards, we will have Madame Edna to speak to us. Madame Edna is the Executive Director for National Commission on Culture. And culture is everything about Africa, and Africa is about culture. So we will hear from her agency, which is under the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture. But before then, let's watch this video and enjoy ourselves. Thank you.
Hey, it's Akuma. I'm not here. You are not here. Where did you go? I'm around. I don't look for you, it's why. No. That girl is not mine. This is my new girlfriend now. You always you have no.
Okay, colleagues, I think we are finding it difficult to get the video. But can we have all participants to mute if you are not speaking? If you are not speaking, please mute yourself. If you are not speaking. Okay.
Mr. Frimpong, I guess William has shared his stream for the video. Now that the video is off, I suggest you proceed.
Yes, yes, and we will proceed. Thank you very much. So at this moment, we have Madame Edna Nyame. As I said earlier on, she is the Executive Director for National Commission on Culture. So Madame, please, we are here to listen to you how culture should be used to conserve our heritage and also promote economic development.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you all.
Good afternoon.
I hope you can hear me. Thank you very much. Yeah, first of all, let me say thank you to Destination Afrique Limited for extending this invitation to the National Commission on both home and abroad to deliberate on how best we can preserve and promote our culture for the economic gains. The vision of the National Commission on Culture is to mobilize the Ghanaian citizenry to respect, preserve, harness, and utilize the cultural heritage and resources to develop a united, vibrant, and prosperous national community with a distinctive African identity and personality, and a collective confidence and pride among the Committee of Nations. Ladies and gentlemen, among the key objectives of the Commission are to ensure the growth and development of cultural institutions in Ghana and make them relevant to human development, democratic governance, and national integration. Again, to enhance Ghanaian cultural life and develop cultural programs to contribute to the nation's human development and material progress through heritage preservation, conservation, promotion, and the use of traditional and modern arts and crafts to create wealth and alleviate poverty. This makes the theme for the theme that we're using for this session. That is the role Indeed, it is one of the crucial expectations of the National Commission on Culture that African governments will pay particular attention to the economic potentials embedded in our culture, the culture and creative industry of Africa, has numerous untapped opportunities. These opportunities, when maximized, could serve as a major economic backbone to the development of Africa and by extension, the world. One can make mention of the numerous artifacts we have in Ghana. Among them are the northern smoke, our colorful kente, our sculptured work, paintings, textiles, this batik tie and dye, among others. I am happy, again, that the celebration of this important day has also focused on trumpeting the need for African countries to expedite action to ratify the Charter for African Cultural Renaissance. And it is the hope of the National Commission on Culture that Ghana's parliament will ratify the Charter this year. The Commission in 2020 undertook several steps with the previous minister in this direction up to the parliamentary level. But unfortunately, it was not passed. I have the hope and belief that this new parliament in Ghana will pass this bill and ratify it for us. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, as the year has been declared the Year of Arts, Culture, and Heritage, I believe that it will afford us the opportunity in these trying times brought upon us by the coronavirus pandemic, to take a critical look at how our brothers and sisters in the diaspora and relevant stakeholders in Africa will unite to not just promote the economic potentials of our culture, but also see to the manifestation of sub-potentials within the economies of our nations. Ladies and gentlemen, let me thank you very much for your attention. And I hope you got me clear because the line was breaking. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Madam Edna Nyame. We got you, even though there were some breakages here and there, but I think we got you. And thank you very much for the good work that you are doing at the commission. We are grateful. We're looking forward to working with you this year and the years ahead of us because you are doing a fantastic job. Our culture is extremely important to us, and you have been specific and straightforward on that. So we are grateful to you. Talking about the diaspora, I think they have a lot to offer Ghana. And one of the people that also came, a brother who has been impacting our country and also getting a lot of people to come from across the globe who are African descent to come and settle in Africa. And this particular person has helped about 30 people, 30 families to come and relocate to Ghana. And he has been doing extremely well. I have personally worked on a project with him. So I can say that he is doing good for Mother Ghana and Mother Africa. Can we have my own brother, Mr. Stephen Yeshua William, who is a co-founder, the Repart Assurance Initiative, another initiative that he's doing with his beautiful wife, my own sister, Candice. So we'll have William with us to share with us what is it that the diaspora community can do to promote our culture, and by so doing, make sure that our economic development moves from where it is to a level that we can all appreciate it. So my brother Joshua, if you are here, please share with us your thoughts.
First of all, peace and blessings. It's truly an honor to be here with such great people that are aspiring to bring us together. Yes, I'm a co-founder with my wife of the Repart Assistance Initiative. And Emmanuel, I want to bring you up to date. Since the last time we've talked, we have over 50 families now that are actually have bought land that are here, that want to come here and contribute to our mother. So we're talking about the land of Ghana.
Great.
That being said, I think it's an important component that we must have in all we do, especially any new initiatives. It has to have an educational component associated with it. Just like with the year of return, many of the local community were not aware of exactly what the year of return was, what its significance was, and what it was all about. And it turned into, for many, just a means to make money. And that's something that we don't want to continue. We must also first define what and who the diaspora is. That's a term that's used, particularly like when we came in 2017, we went to the Diaspora Homecoming. And when that was brought up, those of the African diaspora via the transatlantic slave trade were left out of the conversation. And it mostly had to deal with Africans born on the continent that left for whether it be economic reasons, political reasons, or just looking for opportunities, inviting them to come back home. But oftentimes we that did not have a choice in leaving, but who also want to come home are left out of the conversation. And normally we are an afterthought. And I'm just being candid. And we have people, not just those that have acquired land, want to come here and contribute. They want to bring our land, our skills, our education, our experiences, and work hand in hand with our brothers and sisters here to promote culture. But one thing that is important also is understanding who we are, just not as Africans of the Americas. And Americas is just not the USA, it's Central, North, and the islands in South Africa, South America, that is. That being said, understanding how we came about is paramount. This is why I said it has to be a tremendous education component, that our brothers and sisters born here know who we are, that we're not foreigners, even though we were born somewhere else. But how do we come about? Why do we look like this? These are important components as it pertains to culture, because yet we were disconnected from our motherland, yet we were disconnected from our brothers and sisters born on the continent. We still have our culture also that has pieces of Africa associated with it, but also part of our culture that's founded upon resilience, survival, overcoming, enduring, those great things that make us who we are, that contribute to the music that we see impacting the world, the sports, the entertainment, the innovations and inventions. It was your brothers and sisters, us, that contribute to those things to build America. So why not bring those things of endurance and power back here and work with our brothers and sisters born here on the continent and make Africa what it would have been without it being interrupted through colonialism and the transatlantic slave trade. And finally, understand something. We are a fusion of you born here. What do I mean by that? Within our DNA, some of us could be Hausa, could be Ewe, could be Yoruba, Igbo, Temni, Mandinka, all those different things, because they bred our ancestors to be this way. So we are the embodiment of what Africa can be if we all work together and celebrate our culture over top of Eurocentric culture. And this is why the educational component has to be very important, from the grade school level to high school, to senior high school, all the way through college, that we have to promote the concept of Africa first, meaning that if I don't love myself and embrace who I am historically, how can I move forward that's going to do something that's going to benefit us collectively and individually? This is why it's important that we have an education, whether it be signboards, billboards, magazines, radio spots, television, all these different things to promote culture and show the beauty of Africa, show the diversity of Black, from light bright to jet black, but we're all Africans. Show the different languages, show what the diaspora looks like from the islands all the way to the UK. These things are important, because as long as I don't know who you are, that brings about an air of distrust. And we got to show that we are one people, And we've survived the worst of the worst times historically, but now we want to come back home. So that's all I want to say for now. And like I said, Emmanuel, is 50 plus families that are here, that are landowners in Ghana. Many of them have never stepped foot in on the land, but are coming. Some of them on this platform today. And we just have to make sure that when we talk about diaspora, it includes all of us, because we have a culture that's, when it's infused with you all, it's like a mega bomb. So we don't want to do anything that brings about distrust or disunity, but show that we are unique, but we are the same people. It's in our DNA. And I thank you for your time. I thank you for this platform. And let's use this platform as a building block to usher in greatness, not for just us, but for our children's children. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my brother Yeshua. That was powerful. Let's use this platform not just for us, but to bring development for our children and your children and your children. So thank you very much. We are grateful. At this point, we will have a video. If the technical guys are available, they can show us a video, and right after that, my co-moderator will take over from us. But we are also live on Premium TV. We are live on Premium TV and also Premium Facebook. We are everywhere as we speak. We have most of our brothers across the globe also watching us live. We also have French interpretation as well, which is being done by our brother Corentin. So we are going global. We are going everywhere. Yes, not just us. So we'll have the video, and my co-moderator will take over from me now.
Hello, Mr. Frimpong Ona, if you can hear me. I think the team still have a few challenges.
Okay, so right, that's okay. I think we have Rabbi Cohen here. Rabbi, I think Rabbi around. Yes, wonderful. Yes. When you talk about Panafest, you cannot talk about Panafest without mentioning Rabbi Cohen. You cannot talk about the diaspora community, the impact on Ghana and even on Africa without talking about this man. He has been an instrument of getting our brothers and sisters to come to Africa. I don't want to say much. All I want to say is this brother has been a blessing to all of us, and he continues to be. And this morning, this afternoon, this evening, he's here to share with us practically what he has even done in preserving our culture, bringing development, economic development, social development, and cultural development, even amongst our diaspora community. Brother Cohen, if you can hear me, please talk to us.
Yes, I can hear you very loud and clear. And I would first of all thank you. First of all, let me begin by thanking the Creator who has blessed us, enabled us to have this day and season, and the spirit of our great African ancestors. And to all of those who are part of our listening audience today, I greet you in the spirit of peace, love, and unity. Let me thank the organizers also for organizing this session. UNESCO in general for the season that we started off with and that we are climaxing today. Certainly, this is a time for African people to come in and of ourselves, to manage and control our own destiny. We've had many great leaders, many great men and women throughout the ages who have fought very hard for African dignity, for the respect of Mother Africa and the respect of African people. And certainly there's not been any vehicle that has preserved us more than our culture. African culture is one of the most richest cultures we can find amongst any people in the world. And certainly our culture has been what has preserved us throughout the years, every aspect of it. Even those of us in the diaspora, it has been the retention trait of our African culture that we brought from the motherland that helped to preserve us through the most horrendous conditions of the slave trade, slavery, the post-slavery period, through all kinds of Jim Crow and discrimination, even to the loss of our identity on a technical level, has been preserved within the instinct of our culture and our cultural, in our very personalities and our swagger and our music and our cuisine and our very interaction with one another. It has been the spirit of Mother Africa expressed through our culture that has preserved us. And now we find ourselves in a unique position. Us a signature amongst the nations and the peoples of the world. That gives us a personality amongst the nations of the world. If Africans lose their culture, we lose ourselves. So I think that the very topic itself, the role of the African diaspora in conserving and promoting African culture for economic development in Africa is very important. As you made mention, I am the executive director of PANAFEST, the Pan-African Historical Theater Festival, that has taken place over the last 28 years here in Ghana. And we've had 13 editions. We played a major role in bringing about the concept and idea along with government for the year of return. And we are very much involved with Beyond the Return. PANAFEST has inspired thousands of Africans to choose the festival to make their pilgrimage to Mother Africa. Those who ordinarily would not have a bridge nor a vehicle to make their first contact with Mother Africa and their return to Mother Africa have done so through PANAFEST, because we are a multidisciplinary arts and culture festival. We provide many avenues and venues, features and events that give you a buffet of choice of how you want to entertain and interact with the African family. Ghana has been that host, a wonderful host, because Ghana has the relics, Ghana has the monuments, that give a perfect backdrop for the African family to come together to discuss and be able to analyze our own challenges as African people in the 21st century and to come up with viable solutions. Last year was such a dynamic year with the year of return. We had the highest expectations that with Beyond the Return, we would see our numbers multiplied. The thousands of people that we've seen coming in 2019, we had the highest expectations that they would be magnified in 2020. But of course, we know the globe and the world had to go through the challenges of the COVID-19. But nonetheless, we Africans are used to struggle. We are used to challenges. And most of all, we are used to overcoming. So we see ourselves as overcoming this challenge as well. We are scheduling another PANAFEST 2021 for this upcoming July. A lot of it will be scheduled virtual, but it will also be practical and physical, so that for those who are in different parts of the world who still find challenges to traveling, and we still find ourselves under the restraints of the COVID-19, we're going to put together a very sophisticated and dynamic virtual program. But for those of us here in Ghana and those who are brave enough to travel under whatever conditions exist at that time, we will have a physical program that we'll be able to observe the social protocols of the day, and then at the same time, see the African family coming back together again. The unique thing about PANAFEST being hosted here in Ghana is not only do we host our brothers and sisters from the diaspora, but we host thousands of people from the African continent, various parts of Africa, north, south, east, west, and central, so that people are able to come here, mingle and share with the rich culture of Ghana, which is very diversified, but also with the rich culture of Africans coming from other parts of Africa. And then, of course, our African brothers on the continent are able to see how strong and how rich the retention trait of African culture has been in her people in the diaspora, African descendants, and as well as Africans. As our brother Yehoshua made mention earlier, most often than not, you know, in our international forums, people kind of, you know, get confused when we use the term diaspora. And they make reference to the contemporary diaspora and sometimes losing sight of the historical diaspora. But we need to, again, define every aspect of ourselves in a spirit of unity so we don't find ourselves complicating our issues by becoming more diversified than we already are. We need to find a way to find the common denominator in every way and every form that we express ourselves and that we are defined. So those definitions become definitions of unity and not definitions of separation. The dynamics of the African diaspora conserving culture is already manifest, as I said, in our retention trait. The music that we have retained and have expressed in the West and in other parts of the world has this African foundation. It has the African trend. Our cuisine has shared Africa with the world. Our styles, our fashion has shared Africa with the world. Our swagger has shared Africa with the world. What we have been short in being able to do is to be able to package it so that we ourselves benefit economically. We find that other people have benefited off African culture as we have expressed it. People enjoy our music and they make money on it while we perform it. People enjoy our food. They make money on it while we prepare it. People enjoy our swagger. They make money on it while they promote it. So we have to find a way, how do we better package and own the culture that we share with the world, both in the diaspora and on the African continent. Billions of dollars are made every year on Africans and African culture that Africans are not sharing our equal share with or our proportional share with. So the economic viability of African culture has already been proved, but African people are not the beneficiaries of that culture that we share with the world. Our music is not owned by us, and we don't share the lion's share of the rewards of our music with the world. We find that our talents are shared with the world. Other people benefit off those talents while we only enjoy a salary or a percentage of what the economic viability that we generate. So again, the economic viability of African culture is already proven, but how do we harness that? And how do we also leverage that so that it benefits the African continent and escalates our development of Africa so Africa can be enjoyed by Africans and we don't find our young people risking their lives to escape out of Africa in order to be able to see a more brighter future. We must make Africa the bright and shining star of their destination. They must see that their star, that their consolation is in Africa, and Africa is where their promise is, and Africa is where their fortune is, and Africa is where their wealth is. Africa is wealthy, and other people come here and they gain our wealth, and then they repatriate that wealth to their own countries and land of origin. But we must find out how to capitalize on the wealth that already exists in Africa and African people. African people are more wealthy than the African continent because our resources never end in our genius. So when we begin to put a value to our own genius as African people, it will be nothing for us to be able to harness and to control and to benefit from the wealth of Africa, our land. Certainly the thoughts of our mind, the imagination, and the vision of African people is more valuable than our diamonds and our gold and our bauxite and during our uranium. But again, we must be able to own our own value ourselves, own the value of our land, and own the value of our mind, and own the value of our physical labor. So in that respect, I think the AU is on the right track with having named this the Year of Arts, Culture, and Heritage. And if the AU has named this the Year of Arts, Culture, and Heritage, then we must begin with our own governments on the African continent. We should not see African leaders going to their parliaments with European clothing on, with European cloth on. We must begin to promote our own fashion, promote our own businesses by our own seamstresses and our own tailors. If we say that the AU has proclaimed this the Year of Arts, Culture, and Heritage, then we should make sure that our TVs are promoting our own artists, our own drama, our own film, our own filmmakers. And so that we began to make the year not a slogan and not a theme, but a reality, because we have wealth in that. So if we say that the AU has proclaimed this the year of arts, culture, and heritage, then let it be within our action. Let it be within our policy. Let it be within our practices. And then that will emanate down to all of our constituencies and our citizens and those Africans who are here on the African continent. So our youth are vibrant. Our youth are our wealth. Every new generation is born to us with new ideas. And they're not only born to us with new ideas, they're born in every generation to serve that generation and to give us the wealth of the ideas that belong to that generation. So as we African people have inherited a rich culture from our ancestors who have traveled on the path before us, who have preserved us as a people, then we also must make our contribution to this generation and make room for our young people to also have a solid platform, have a solid foundation and springboard to make their contribution towards preserving our future. So those are just a few words that I would like to share, on this important day, and celebrating, commemorating, but most of all, committing ourselves to make sure that we carry on the role of trying to unite this African family, and that we see African people, no matter where we are in the world, as the same. I remember, I'm old enough to remember the 1960s and 70s in the United States and in the Western Hemisphere, where we were promoting Black culture and Black pride. And we began to say Black power. We began to say Black is beautiful, because we came out of a generation where people were promoting African and Blackness as being ugly and not being valued. And we put that value on ourselves. Nobody else did it. We did it to ourselves. And therefore, we had an instant rise in appreciation and value for African tradition and culture. That was also the era that we celebrated African independence. Most of our African nations got their independence during that same era of the 60s, when we were talking about Black pride and Black culture. So we can resurrect that. We can revive that, because we can't wait for somebody to award us the opportunity to be on stage. We must create our own stage, create our own amphitheater, and then amplify our own voice and amplify our own actions and be proactive in our own culture and promoting our own culture and promoting our own heritage. So with that being said, Panifest has promoted the reuniting of the African family and the reemergence of African civilization. That has been our ongoing theme, although each year we do have a festival theme. So this year, our festival theme is securing the African family, our health, our soul, and our wealth. And we will be examining ourselves in this COVID-19 era, our health and our welfare and our way forward. We'll be examining ourselves, this resurgence of white supremacy in the world, and how we as African people ride past that, rise above that by celebrating and loving our African selves and putting value on our African selves. And let me end with this, or let me conclude with this. The only way that African people will be respected and that will have our dignity restored is if we restore the dignity of Mother Africa. No matter where we are in the world, no matter what our attainment in the world, academically, intellectually, economically, we will never, ever be respected as African people until Mother Africa is respected. So we all have an obligation to lift up Mother Africa, to rebuild Mother Africa, to strengthen Mother Africa. So no matter where we are in the world, when we walk with our head up and with pride, and we'll be respected because our mother is respected. Thank you very much.
Merci.
Whoa, that is deep. At this point, my co-moderator will take over for me. But thank you so much, Reverend Cohen. You never disappoint. You never disappoint. Thank you, my brother, my uncle. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Quite welcome.
Okay, now please unmute yourself. Now unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you, my brother Emmanuel. You have to sit in and do such a great job and that is so cherished by myself and everyone assembled here. As you know, at this juncture, before we go to the next presentation, I would like to say a very big thank you to my seamstress. She put together this beautiful African print for me, and culture is all about dynamism. And myself, when it comes to African print, African wear, that is my so-called era. That is where I love to be, because wearing African makes you African. You feel African and you are your own self. At this juncture, I'm Florence Nakwalipoti, and I'm privileged to introduce my very own countryman. Yes, we say countryman because he's coming from Ghana and he's a Ghana Dangbe. Whatever is just aside his name, we will know the John, we know Mr. Aiti. So, Mr. John Aiti Duzavi is an initiator of JMCA. He is the president of the Mobilization Committee for World Day of African and Afro-Descendant Culture, GMCA, president and founder of the NGO RAPEC, Network of African Cultural Promoters and Entrepreneurs. This juncture, Lord, let's not waste any time at all. Mr. John Aiti is well fired up. He's ready to give us a very beautiful presentation. Mr. John Aite, you can take over. Hello, Mr. John Aite.
Now I think you are having a challenge with your network. Is Mr. Aite here, John Aite?
Hello? Yes, sir.
Yes, if you are here, please.
Okay. Bonjour à vous.
Bonjour.
Je suis heureux d'être tout simplement votre humble serviteur. Je ne sais pas si vous me recevez. Allô, allô?
Oui. Monsieur Haïté, pourriez-vous le prendre par tranche pour qu'on puisse traduire au fur et à mesure? Comme c'est pas parallèle, c'est consécutif, donc lorsque vous parlez, vous hésitez un peu pour qu'on puisse traduire au fur et à mesure, ok?
Oh ben écoutez, je ne vais pas être très long.
Ok, très bien. Ok, allez-y. Je vais résumer.
Je ne vais pas être très long. Je vais remercier l'organisation, le représentant du RAPEC au Ghana et notre point focal au Ghana. Je veux remercier l'UNESCO. Je veux vous remercier tous d'avoir pris sur vous d'organiser cette rencontre qui sert tout simplement de la rencontre de clôture de la JMCA 2021.
Mr. Aite would like to
express... la traduction?
Si, je suis. Mr. Aite would like to thank you all, the organizers. He would like to thank you all, the organizers and the UNESCO and all those who are involved in organizing this event at this very moment. He only has words of gratitude to you for having made it possible.
Pour continuer à échanger avec vous, je voudrais remercier tous les intervenants. Quand bien même je ne comprends pas l'anglais, je sais que le message qui distille sont des messages qui sont très touchants.
We'd like to also thank all those who have contributed so far, although his English is not up to the point, but he expresses and knows very well that everything that is expressed at this time has gone very well, as he can feel it from within, and would like to be very grateful to all those who have spoken and have inspired all of us so far.
Comme c'est le dernier événement qui clôture la JMCA 2021, je voudrais ici vous faire une promesse. Au-delà de la Journée mondiale de la culture africaine et afrodescendante qui rapproche tous les fils d'Afrique partout dans le monde, je voudrais vous inviter à réfléchir ensemble avec nous pour que le prochain congrès africain que l'ONG RAPEC va faire va s'articuler autour de la langue.
Speaking about what will go beyond people of Afro descent and of the African continent and elsewhere, I would like us to also start to think about what goes beyond this time, and that is mainly to think about the factor of language in our planning and in our next discussions.
Nous allons, lors de notre prochain congrès panafricain cette année 2021, nous allons travailler à ce que dans 15 ans, toute une génération parle la même langue. C'est extrêmement important pour le développement de notre peuple et de notre continent.
For our next Pan-African meeting or union of this kind, we would like to make sure that we set the parameters for everybody to be able to speak the same language. This is a factor that is relevant and indispensable for our development in the years ahead.
Je suis originaire du Togo. Nous sommes en train d'échanger depuis le Ghana. Mais il y a cette barrière linguistique qui fait que nous sommes obligés de faire 2 fois l'effort pour se comprendre. Et ça fait perdre beaucoup d'énergie et ça nous fait perdre beaucoup de temps.
I am coming from Togo and we communicate with Ghana. But if you look at how things go, there is a lot of waste of time and energy and resources trying to understand one another. And that alone should let us start to look at things in a rather different way.
Les chefs d'État et de gouvernement de l'Union africaine qui sont actuellement du côté d'Addis Abeba pour réfléchir ensemble sur la place de l'Afrique dans le concert des Nations Unies ont besoin de nous. Nous sommes la société civile. Nous sommes la racine de l'Afrique. C'est la racine qui permet à l'arbre d'exister et d'oxygéner le monde. À ce juste titre, à partir de cette terre du Ghana dont je suis en train de m'exprimer, nous allons les accompagner pour que dans 15 ans, la langue qu'ils ont choisie, qui est le Swahili, deviendra la langue pour toute une génération et nous allons y travailler dessus. Et c'est une promesse que je fais devant vous ici. Et c'est le rôle que le RAPEC, avec votre volonté, vous qui me regardez, vous qui m'écoutez, vous qui avez cette volonté que l'Afrique soit unitaire, cette promesse, nous allons l'atteindre d'ici 15 ans.
We see that the heads of state and governments of Africa in the African Union, they all need us. We, the civil society, we constitute the roots of the tree, the African tree. And we indeed going to accompany the leaders for a change the next 15 years, because we need to resolve these issues so that we'll be able to communicate and better understand one another with time. And so we are the ones that will make this change occur or happen.
La Journée mondiale de la culture africaine, dont Dieu m'a fait grâce, que je suis son initiateur, c'est une idée d'un jeune garçon. En 1986, je disais qu'il faudrait un jour dans l'année pour que nous, les filles et fils d'Afrique, où que nous soyons sur cette planète Terre, que nous ayons une journée qui nous sert de passerelle de réflexion, de communion, de partage je ne pouvais jamais imaginer que ça allait tomber sur moi.
I'm looking at the World Day of African Culture, and as I was among the originators of this idea, I'm looking at us as sons and daughters who need a day of sharing, a day of reflection, and a day of a resolve to be able to come up with more enduring and sustainable solutions for the continent.
La Journée mondiale de la culture africaine et afrodescendante sert aujourd'hui de passerelle entre les Africains qui sont sur le continent, les Africains qui sont hors continent. Je fais allusion à nos sœurs et frères qui sont dans les Caraïbes, dans les Antilles, en Amérique du Nord, en Amérique du Sud, en Europe, en Asie, partout. Il n'y a pas une seule date dans l'année qui nous sert de passerelle. Aujourd'hui, chose faite, le 24 janvier de chaque année, c'est la date où nous devons être tous en communion. Nous devons être tous en prière pour notre peuple. Et surtout, nous devons réfléchir sur le développement de notre peuple.
When I look at the World Day of African Culture, and then my mind goes to all Afro descendants of Africans in Africa, in the Caribbean, in the Asian, in North American continent, and from all other parts of the world, for whom there is virtually no day to actually reflect and celebrate and appreciate who we are and where we come from. So I believe strongly that with the 24th of January having been retained as the African Day, or for us to be able to identify with others and be able to identify with ourselves wherever we are, that is the best thing that we can do.
Cette date n'est pas juste une date de danser, de manger et de boire. Cette date n'est pas juste une date où nous devons aller dans nos couvents, dans nos salles de prière, mais c'est une date de réflexion, mais aussi une date de partage. C'est ce que nous sommes en train de faire aujourd'hui. Nous ne pouvons pas arriver à ce résultat sans saluer tous les bénévoles qui m'ont accompagné depuis la création du RAPEC au Burkina Faso en 2007. Grâce à ces bénévoles, aujourd'hui, nous avons réalisé le premier congrès panafricain sur la place de la culture dans le développement de l'Afrique qui a proposé cette journée. Grâce aux bénévoles, nous avons pu porter la Journée mondiale de la culture africaine et afrodescendante depuis 2014 jusqu'en 2019, où les 193 États membres des Nations Unies ont reconnu en proclamant le 24 janvier comme dorénavant la Journée mondiale de la culture africaine et afrodescendante.
This date or day is not a day to just meet and eat and dance and drink. No, far from that. It is rather for us, not only for us to also go and pray as such, but it's a day of reflection and a day of sharing of ideas and of perspectives. We need to also appreciate all the volunteers who have been in the fight, in the struggle, and who have worked to propose this date. We started charting and working on this from 2014 up to 2019, when the 24th of January came into being. And so we all need to work towards that.
Depuis 2007, l'UNESCO, à travers son département de la culture, son département de l'Afrique, ont toujours accompagné l'ONG RAPEC dans toutes ses activités. C'est d'ailleurs pour ça que je voudrais ici saluer d'abord la directrice générale de l'UNESCO, en commençant par sa prédécesseure, Irina Boukova, avec qui j'ai fait un voyage à Luanda en 2013 où nous avons beaucoup discuté sur l'idée de cette journée mondiale dont elle m'avait assuré sa caution morale. Et au-delà de Irina Vukova, Madame Azoulay, qui est la nouvelle directrice générale de l'UNESCO, a suivi le flambeau. Je voudrais remercier un certain nombre de grandes personnalités de l'UNESCO, en commençant bien évidemment par la directrice générale et M. Firmin Matoko, qui est l'ADG Afrique, un grand monsieur qui a toujours été à l'écoute des actions et des œuvres de l'ONG RAPEC. Je voudrais saluer la délégation du Togo qui a accepté de porter notre projet de résolution auprès du Conseil exécutif et auprès de la conférence générale, dont aujourd'hui nous sommes tous ensemble fiers d'avoir dorénavant notre journée de partage qui sert de passerelle entre toutes les filles et fils d'Afrique.
Since 2018, while working with the UNESCO Cultural Division and other studies divisions, I would like to congratulate many, such as Helena Bukova, Madame Azure, who has also continued in her steps. And when I traveled with Madame Helena Bukova, we discussed this, and she was indeed in a strong agreement of that. And I will also not forget the Director General, as well as Mr. Firmin Madoko, who was also highly positive of these ideas. I will not end by not thanking uh, the Togolese delegation who had been working with the general organizers to make this also become a reality. And I would like to thank all who have been involved. I'm indeed grateful.
Je voudrais profiter aussi de cette belle tribune que vous m'offrez pour saluer toute l'équipe de la JMCA. Je voudrais saluer deux grandes dames qui m'accompagnent avec beaucoup de ferveur. Les deux sont actuellement à l'écoute. Je veux saluer Christelle Aroye Akereburu, qui est la présidente du RAPEC Europe. Je voudrais saluer Madame Ogeshi Ogan Ekandem, qui est la vice-présidente du RAPEC au Togo, qui est en même temps chargée de la communication de l'ensemble de notre structure. Je voudrais saluer tous les membres sympathisants de l'ONG RAPEC qui sont connectés. Je fais ici chapeau bas pour Florence Lomou, qui est du Cameroun, et je voudrais aussi dire merci à celles et ceux qui ont organisé cette année partout dans le monde cette journée mondiale de la culture africaine et afrodescendante, en saluant nos amis de la Guadeloupe, de la Martinique, et je ne pourrais pas tout simplement dire que je salue les Antilles, mais je voudrais aussi dire merci à vous qui, depuis quelques jours, avez pris votre bâton de pèlerin pour faire cette communication. Je sais que nous sommes suivis sur une chaîne de télé et la radio et sur la page Facebook, donc c'est des milliers et des milliers de personnes qui nous suivent. Je vais laisser la tradition parce que je crois que j'ai été un peu plus long.
I would like to at this time seize the opportunity to appreciate the whole team and then two great women who have been highly influential in this work. That's Madame Christella Kerebo and then Augustine, the Vice President of the Togo Wing, and the NGO RAPEC, and with all their work. I would like to thank Madame Florence Rameau and also all who helped in birthing this day for the people of Afro descent all over the world, people from the Caribbean and South America and all other parts of the world, and from Africa and North America who have been involved. I would like to really express my gratitude to all of you. And also, I know that we are organizing this as an electronic platform, but so all those who have really put in the efforts to make this work out. I'm indeed grateful to you.
Le thème que nous abordons dans cet échange, c'est l'apport de la diaspora dans le développement de l'Afrique. C'est aussi comment préserver notre valeur, nos traditions à travers notre culture. C'est ce que nous sommes en train de faire aujourd'hui. L'idée de la JMCA et du premier congrès panafricain sur le rôle de la culture africaine et afrodescendante, elle est née dans la diaspora africaine en Europe, plus précisément en France. C'est aussi notre participation. Vous êtes ce qu'on appelle les sentinelles. Vous êtes auprès de ce berceau de l'humanité qui est l'Afrique. Nous sommes loin et le berceau nous manque. Chaque jour, nous nous posons la question, comment nous pouvons faire pour apporter notre contribution? Je voudrais ici vous lancer un appel. Il n'y a pas de Ghanéens, il n'y a pas de il n'y a pas de Camerounais, il n'y a pas d'Égyptiens, il n'y a pas Sud-Africains, il n'y a que l'Afrique et les Africains. L'Afrique et les Africains n'est pas une question de couleur, c'est une question de foi. Est-ce que l'Afrique nous est chère? Est-ce qu'il faut avoir la peau noire pour dire qu'on aime l'Afrique ou on est africain? C'est une grande question que nous devons nous poser. C'est vrai, notre continent va mal, mais la balle est dans notre camp. Personne ne peut faire notre bonheur à notre place.
Okay. The theme for this diasporan discussion and the celebration is indeed that diasporan contribution to African development. Now, I look at this as these discussions around culture, which was an idea that got birthed in France, but then there are serious sentinels and people who have been watching very closely to see to the great success of this, no matter where they are located on this globe. So I'm asking what we can do. If you look at it critically, there is no Ghanaian, there is no Cameroonian, there is no Togolese, no South African as such, but we are all Africans. It is not, it is rather a matter of faith, not the color of the skin. So this time the ball is in our court and we have to do all we can to make this successful.
Je ne veux pas être long. Je ne voudrais pas être très, très long. J'ai pourtant beaucoup de choses à dire, à partager avec vous. Je voudrais juste vous donner rendez-vous que je ferai tout, si vous le permettez, de venir au Ghana, échanger avec vous, échanger avec les plus hautes autorités du pays. Et je voudrais ici dire merci à mon frère, M. Diallo, que nous allons mettre à contribution pour préparer, évidemment, l'arrivée de moi et ma délégation au Ghana, pour faire de votre terre la terre de résilience, pour faire de sorte que l'Afrique puisse renaître de ses cendres. Dans ce projet de résolution, au 5e paragraphe, nous avons tout fait pour que le monde entier, à travers la Journée mondiale de la culture africaine et afrodescendante, utilise cette opportunité pour rendre hommage à l'Afrique, berceau de l'humanité. C'est ce qui a été voté. Donc aujourd'hui, plus que jamais, l'Afrique est au cœur des préoccupations de l'humanité tout entière. La balle est vraiment dans notre camp. C'est nous qui allons changer pour que le monde change. Je vous remercie.
I wouldn't like to be long, but then I just want to look at how we can share this in a particular or detailed manner. And so I'll be coming to Ghana. And so I would like the team in Ghana to prepare for our arrival and make of our work for Africa one of resilience. The World Day for people of African descent is indeed the fact that Africa is at the heart of it all. And so we must all get ready to be on board. And I'm ready for that. I would like to thank you very much.
Je vous remercie.
Thank you very much.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Mr. Aiti, Mr. John Aiti. As you said, you'll be coming to Ghana very soon, and we would be expecting you so much. Like, you know, the way you just spoke French and all that reminded me of our very own Ghanaian president, Nana Addo Dankwa, when he was once interviewed by a French media. That was so beautiful. And as we know, we have to move to our next presentation, which would be certainly done by Madame Tonia Safir and Koma. She's a lawyer, Sankofa repatriation assistance. That is it. She is a lawyer by profession. Madame Tonia and Koma, I know you are with us. At this juncture, I would like you to take up the floor.
Greetings, greetings. Thank you. Let me give my appreciation for being invited to speak on this forum on this very important topic. I had some notes that I wanted to share, but basically all of my thoughts have been covered by Stephen, Yahoshua Williams, and Rabbi Kohain. So I won't be long, I'll be very brief. I want to say, picking back on what Yehoshua said, the educational component is going to be very, very critical because unfortunately, too many of our people on the African continent are unaware of that we are also Africans from the diaspora, those whose ancestors were kidnapped and forcibly removed from the continent and taken away. We've been gone for a few centuries, but the truth of the matter is many of our people are returning. They're coming home. There is an exodus happening, and there has to be education around that so that our brothers and sisters on the continent can understand who we are, that we're not foreigners, that we're not strangers, and that we, during the centuries that we've been gone, we've also adapted to our environment in a lot of ways due to survival. We created culture, which is still African culture. We created new culture in our new environments in the Caribbean, in South America, in the United States, and Canada. And these things also, I believe, must be included when you start talking about African culture, African arts, African heritage, because we are also African people. And I think it's incumbent upon the African Union and African governments to go on an educational campaign to teach the masses about who we are and the things that we've accomplished outside of the continent of Africa, our contributions to the world, and those things that our people are also now on their way back, returning to Africa, can bring and contribute. One of the things that I think happens, and it must be addressed, we cannot get around it, there is a mixed message being sent to those who are returning. And the mixed message is this: come back home, we want you to come home. And then when we get here, it's really about money and what we have to offer. And this is a very hurtful to our people who are coming back. If you imagine, if you will, a mother who has 10 children, 3 children were raised outside of her home. She raised 7 in the house. 3 have been gone for some years, but they're coming back home to live with their mother, and the mother is only interested in what they have to bring back into the house, not to open her arms and just welcome her back and teach the other 7 children that these are your brothers and sisters. And this is a situation that we're having. The mother has to make sure that the 7 children understand where the 3 have been, what they've gone through, what they've accomplished, what they've done, how they were injured, how they were hurt, so that the 7 children can be sensitive to the 3 that are coming back. You understand? So it's imperative on, like I said, the African Union, African governments, to make sure that the masses of brothers and sisters that were, that are here, that have been here, understand who we are, and showcase and highlight our culture, our art, all the things that we created outside of Africa during these centuries that we've been gone, and to make sure that they understand that that's also African history, African culture, African heritage. So that's the key point that I would like to make. Our people are coming, and just like Brother Yeshua, I've assisted almost 40 families in acquiring land, and they're coming, and more are coming. And if we, we want to blend in well. We don't want to be just seen as, what are you bringing back? What money do you have? You understand? It's I'm gonna end, but I want to make sure everybody understands this point. When we, who are the descendants of kidnapped and enslaved Africans, because that's who we are, the descendants, your relatives, the descendants of kidnapped and enslaved Africans, come here and we go to visit, say, the slave dungeons, and we have to pay what a foreigner would pay. That's really a slap in the face, because it was my ancestors who went through those dungeons. I'm not saying we shouldn't pay anything, but why are we paying something different as a European person, or as a Chinese person, or a Lebanese person? We're being treated the same. We're being put in the same category as those people, right? And instead of, let us pay the local, I understand that they have to raise funds to keep those facilities and those edifices taken care of and things like that, but to treat us the same as you treat the other people, but then in the same breath you tell us come back home, it's a mixed message. So I would like some more topic around that, and some more of hand holding. We need our brothers and sisters on the continent to lock arms with us in this fight, to be recognized as your brothers and sisters that are just coming back home, who needed to be treated the same and treated fairly, and treated, we need easier pathways to residency, easier pathways to citizenship. If I have to follow the exact same protocol that a Chinese person has to follow in obtaining my residency and citizenship, then how am I being recognized as an African person? How am I being recognized as your brother and sister? I'm not. So these are things that have to be addressed. And I don't want to get too far off topic, but like I said, we have to also just educate the people that these things that we created in terms of art, culture, and heritage outside of the continent are also African art, culture, and heritage. Thank you for giving me the platform. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Merci.
So thank you, Madam Tonia Ankoma, lawyer by profession from Sankofa Repatriation Assistance. Thank you for your time. Now we would like to have our very own Honorable Dr. Samia Nkrumah. She is the daughter of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and the president of the Kwame Nkrumah Pan-African Center. If by any means possible, Honorable Dr. Samia Nkrumah is amazed us. We would like to have a short presentation from her. That is quite a humble time to know Dr. Samia Nkrumah is not yet with us. So at this juncture, we would like to have Rabbi Kohan Levy. He is from Pan-Nefest and Diaspora Forum. Honorable Rabbi from Pan-Nefest and Diaspora Forum would like to have a short presentation from you.
Now, please, I think we had rugby section already. I remember.
Okay, if that is it, then we would like to have Honorable David Ahiaji, CEO of Global Consults, as we still stand by and await Honorable Dr. Samia Nkrumah. Mr. David Ahiaji, you can have the floor.
Thank you very much. Permit me to stand on all protocols observed. That we stand, and I still customary have to send a special greetings to all those that are watching and listening from their homes or at work. My name is David Ahaji, the Chief Operation Officer for Destination Africa, and also CEO for Global Island Concept. I'm comfortable to just make my statement, my speech brief, because the other speakers have really shared a lot with us as far as the occasion for the day, World Day for African and Afro-descendant culture is concerned. And so I will pick just one or two words from the theme for the day. I want to focus on development, economic development, which is our theme. Before I do that, I want to say I am the type who likes to interact with people. I follow a lot of cultural activities across our West African region. And so today presents a special moment where we have to do this via virtual platform. And so we have noticed some few challenges. But going straight to the point, I want to say we are talking about development. And development would definitely not be in isolation. It has to be linked with a lot of interest. And today our interest has to do with the role of the diaspora in promoting and then developing economic activities for Africa. Am I on air? Hello?
Yes, you are, yes.
Great, great. So the interest that I'm talking about, first of all, as I was saying, last year, 2020, we were privileged to have a gathering to observe this particular day, World Day for Africa and Afro-descendant culture here in Ghana. It was a physical space, but today we have to do it in a virtual mode, though the events already started 24th January, and now we are having the overflow till today. What I wanted to note is this. Globally, we are now in this mode because of the COVID situation. Now, I think as much as COVID has a great toll on life and livelihood, we also need to take advantage to make sure we build back better in response. And looking at our team today, going cultural with whatever we do can also help us do this. And so for us at Destination Africa, we want to pick one element in our cultural activity, which is about indigenous music. We want to look at this from many perspectives. From the African point of view, we want to take advantage. How do we make indigenous music beneficial economically? And so we want to take advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement or Protocol, where we will see how to add value to talent, how to add value to some of our cultural elements, so that we can push harder beyond the boundaries and then make our cultural activity very economical to us. And so that is one thing that we are looking at. In the case of Ghana, as other speakers have already outlined, we have declared a decade for Pan-African Renaissance, which is really relevant to what we are talking about today. And so we have to package ourselves to make sure the cultural element there is still benefiting to us. Another interest is that we are all aware that from our household, from our communities, and in our societies, we know the role that women play. And so we want to also identify how culture can be used to empower women. And so I'm all talking to, again, present to you a platform that we have created, which we are calling Indigenous African Music Platform, where we want to identify these talents, especially the women. We are already clear in our minds that women play a very important role in passing our culture, our tradition from generation to generation. This is how we now want to make this more economical to address their current challenges. Of course, development must stand on pillars of sustainability. As I said earlier, we need to link it to others, make it attractive to other interests. That is where the role of the diaspora comes in. We have to forge on that. We all can push harder against the borders that are making things difficult to promote our cultures. On that note, I would like to again thank all those who have already spoken and taken time to share a lot with us in order to make our day, the day for African culture, a happy day, and we will continue to celebrate it year to come. Thank you.
Okay. A very big thank you to Mr. David Haji. He is the CEO of Global Island Concepts. He's also the co-founder of Indigenous African Music Festival. At this juncture, we'll still go back and have the presentation of Mr. Rabi Cohen Alevi. He is from the Panafest and Diasporan Forum. Mr. Rabi, we know you are with us.
Sorry,
Can we have a short presentation?
We've done that. He's made his presentation.
Okay, Mr. Rabi has already made his presentation. We're still holding on to Honorable Dr. Samia Nkrumah, the daughter of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and the president of the Kwame Nkrumah Pan-African Center, KNAC. Madam Samia Nkrumah, if you're indeed with us, can we have a short presentation from you, as we still have Mr. Kwame Akoto Bamfo is still on standby. Mr. Kwame Akoto Bamfo is from the Osramba studio. He's also into ancestor projects. Mr. Kwame Akoto, I would like to have a short presentation from you on African Culture Day.
Hello, now. Thanks for giving me the platform. I'll just use you for my sound check. So if you can hear me loud and clear, then I can proceed just to make sure that everybody else can hear me.
I can hear you loud and clear. You can continue.
Thank you very much. Part of my talk, I'll just dive in because I'll give a nod to Rabbi Cohen, Yashua Williams, and Tonya Nkrumah for the very important points that they raised. Part of my talk will be reiterating what they've said. And in order not to, in fact, let me repeat, I will dive on one or few points that is in connection to the talks that they gave, and then also to, as a sort of part solution, or even if not a solution, as something for us to consider whilst we are looking at this very broad concept of African diaspora. We are talking about culture and we are talking about economics, and culture by itself makes it very complex. The African continent, even before forced migrations that happened through the transatlantic slave trade and other kinds of kidnappings, is already diverse. We have so many people speaking so many different languages, and I think one of our speakers also highlighted that. One of the things, by virtue of what I'm working on, creating an African museum that's recording and then preserving our traditional heritage and history. And some of the problems that I came across is some of the problems that we are facing today and some of the problems that we are going to continue to face. Be it that how do you communicate to such a very large group of people? I've given talks on various platforms and at various universities titled Survivor Semiotics. And some of the problems that I highlighted was the virtue of the fact that aside our personal differences, we are having people who have moved from the continent, are so far away, have been distanced for 400 to 500 years, and then they are coming back. The communication, like Tonya said in her presentation, new cultures would have been formed. In fact, even together with our neighbors, by virtue of having various colonial masters, we are looking at the probability, not just the probability, but the actual fact that new cultures would have formed. And thus it would affect our communication process. So one of the things that I want us to highlight on and think about, this being a forum for Afro-descendant culture, is how do we reduce the conflicts of diversity? How do we take advantage of all this diversity whilst at the same time reducing culture shock? I think that this is addressed very well. If we have a look at this as a very important phenomenon that may affect our blending together, it will make it much easier. Our generation now, 2020, 2021, we are not the first to have attempted blending. We have a lot of cultures spread across the African diaspora. I'm much more comfortable with what's happening in West Africa. And I know that there have been serious conflicts whilst we try to come back together, whilst we have people returning to the continent, or whilst we have people trying to come together as a group. And then we've also had cases, the Tabon of Ghana, who were returnees from Brazilian cultures, or descendants of enslaved Brazilians who came in and blended in smoothly, and that happened. Moving forward, I think that we should take a critical look at all of these cultures which have been successful in blending smoothly with very little or no conflict, so that we can use that as a stepping stone, as encouragement, and then as a pure example of what is going to work for our people. I think that when this is looked at critically, and it's going to make the economic factor, which is one of the points that we are also talking about, economic development, easier and smoother and much more realistic to attain. Because once communication is taken care of, then the work itself, there's less frustrations in the work that we have to do to make this dream a reality. So thank you, and I'll hand over to the next speaker.
Okay, that is short, brief, and powerful. Thank you, Mr. Kwame Koto Bumfo. As we know, we're moving on, and we'd like to know if Amandiba Natbrew is here with us. He is most known for his song, Wogbe Jeke. Wogbe Jeke. Amandiba Natbrew, having him would be quite of a great privilege. Like, we would have a little words from him, as we also have a nice and a short music interlude from him as well. I would like to know if he's here with us. He can join on. I think that is quite an ample time to know Mr. Amandiba Natsbu is not in our midst. So, my dear, Mr. Emmanuel, my co-host, we can just join and have a little discussion about the whole long list of different kind of presentation by our guests.
Well, thank you, Na, and a special thanks to all our presenters. I think at this point we are just about closing, but you may have a question or a contribution that you want to make. In the next 5 minutes, we should be finishing, but I think we have to give opportunity to our wonderful participants.
Yes.
You've been staying on for well over 2 hours now. I wasn't expecting a lot of us to still be here, but we are so grateful to you. So if you have any question, I can see Madam Edna Nyame of National Commission on Culture here. I see Tonya, I see even my wonderful friend Daisy is also here. All the people are here. Good to have all of you here. If you have any question or you want to make a contribution, please go ahead and do it. Any questions or contributions?
I guess I'll go ahead and say something.
Okay, go ahead,
This is Daisy. I'm very grateful to be in you all's presence. And so you have to understand, I hope that everyone, who doesn't know can understand that that can rob a person of a great amount of their identity. And as the family said before, those elements of Africa, it's kind of miraculous that we were able to hold on to those things. And as I've learned about certain things, like we greet one another when we enter a room, even if we don't know you, or we we eat certain foods with our hands, for instance, collard greens and cornbread, kind of like food. And so it's just exciting to be with you guys, and I just wanted to express that, to contribute.
Thank you very much. We are grateful, Daisy. Ghana and Africa is always ready for you. Anytime you are ready to come, contact any of the brothers and sisters here, and we will welcome you. This is home. This is home. Yes. So any other contribution or question? I can't see your hands. So yes, Leslie Jones. Yes, Leslie.
Yes.
Great.
Hi.
Hi, Leslie.
Thank you for this opportunity. Hello. Thank you for this opportunity. And as I listen, I hear, what we want to do and opinions. So from me, becoming just quicker, or what can we do to implement all the ideas that we're sharing swiftly so we can get out of here?
Great. Any of the panelists to answer the question? Did we get a question?
Yes.
Okay, great. What are we doing to make impact? All the things we are talking about, what is it that we have to do?
Right. What personally can the diasporans do to quicken the process? Do we need to be in the country for them to see that we're serious, or is there petitions, or what needs to be implemented? What actions?
So, right, please go ahead.
I think that one of the things is that we can connect with people that are here that are really about the work and not about self, but are about making change happen. about unifying us as a collective, that think from a perspective of we, not me. And you can invest financially, you can invest intellectually, but get involved. You don't have to be here on the continent yet to be involved. But the transition for us all has to be about being back home and connecting with back home. And as Rabbi Kohen said, this is the best place to invest because this is our mother. We have a motto with the organization that we have. It states this, that we're helping to restore our mother by empowering her children. And our children are not just born in the continent, but abroad. But that's how we strengthen our mother. So to get involved with any kind of campaign, any kind of effort, collective effort that brings us together, that moves us towards the ultimate goal of self-reliance. We have to stop being a begging people that think that our salvation will come from another ethnic group or from abroad. We are our own solutions, and we have to see ourselves as such. We are the answers to each other's challenges. So you have to see yourself as a missing piece to a puzzle in someone else's life or some other group's life. We are each other's antidote. Simple as put. I can't make it any simpler than that. And so when we see things like that, we all see ourselves as a value. We see ourselves as something that is not less than anyone else. Everyone has a role to play. So find your lane, find your purpose, and fit in. All you guys see, Emmanuel and the rest of the group, some of these people that are just recently talking are those that are coming that have bought land here. They've not been in the continent yet. So family, just see yourselves as just that. Some of the things that we've been saying and things that have been shared here on this platform. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. I think I saw your hand, Ernestina. Did I see your hand, Ernestina? Okay. I think I'll take a last question or contribution, and then we can have a closing remarks from David. Sorry, from William. Okay.
Yeah, can I come in, please?
Yes, please go ahead, Madam Edna.
Okay, thank you very much. And thank you all for your submissions, your contributions. It's all been inspiring and encouraging. I think the last questioner wanted to know how best we can promote all that we are talking about. We at the National Commission on Culture has a lot of collaborative activities, programs with the people from the diaspora, with Ghanaians and people from all over. So if there's any issue that we need to come together to do, especially the year of return came, is gone beyond the return has come. There are so many activities that have been planned towards that. We are here as collaborators. So if there's any issue or any program, any activity that our brothers in the diaspora want to organize, we are here to collaborate with them. For example, right now we are having a program with some group from the United States. It's Dance Africa, Dance Diaspora. If not because of the COVID, we would have even been in Canada by now to plan the activities for the program. But we are launching it on the 17th here in Ghana. And with that program, we are organizing the whole of Africans. They're going to have a dance competition to send our dance to the diasporans to know precisely what we have here. This is one of such programs. There are so many things that we can do together. So my submission is an open invitation. As one of the brothers said, that those who want to come to Ghana, if you want to have any program, activity in Ghana here, the National Commission on Culture has availed itself. Get in touch with us. We collaborate to do it either here or wherever you want us to do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Madam Nyame, and I can promise you, Madam Edna Nyame is always available to listen to you. So please, her doors are always open. They are ready to work with us to make all of us feel comfortable and part of this country. It is our country. Africa is for all of us, so we have to make it our own. Yes. On that note, So on that note, I want to thank all of us. And I'll give the last opportunity to the organizer of this event, Mr. Our brother William, to give a closing remark. And thank you very much, my co-moderator, Na. I was hoping you would stand up for us to see your African dress so that we can appreciate it. And you know, Madam Edna Nyame is promoting Wear Ghana. Yes. So you should be seeing her. She's always wearing Ghana. Ever since I've known her, she is always wearing Ghana. And I'm so proud of her. Yes. So this is Wear Ghana as well, you know. Yes. So William.
I don't know whether you can hear me. I don't know.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh yes,
the dress looks alike.
Yes. The print looks so much alike.
Yes.
It's so planned.
But they have different names.
Yeah.
They have different names.
Okay. So William, if you are there, please give us your closing remarks. Using two machines. Off one, William.
Thank you very much. We are very grateful for all the participants who were able to bring their contribution towards the celebration of the World Day for African and Afro Descendants Culture in Ghana. Taking note of all the contributions, all the remarks, and all the suggestions that were made throughout their submissions. And we are available to collaborate with any entity, to approach any organization who like-mindedly wish to promote African culture, to make sure that this day become a memorable day in the life of all Africans. I believe that getting back to you again to continue the promotion of the World Day of African and Afro-Descendant Culture. Going forward to the next year event, we believe all the people who were present will play a key role in making sure that the subsequent events become successful. We appreciate your presence throughout this meeting. We acknowledge your contributions, and we'll be getting back to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. I think, Madam Nyame, quite a number of people would like to get your contact, and I'm sure we should be able to get each other's contact so that we can continue to build this family and this relationship. I believe in this relationship. So let's try to connect with each other and support each other. Once again, thank all of you for your time, your contribution, everything. We are so grateful, and we're looking forward to meeting each other very soon, because we know coronavirus will leave us soon. Even if it doesn't leave, we will find a way of subduing it and getting in touch with each other. So once again, thank you for your time, and we're looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Shalom, shalom, brother.
Bye.
Shalom.
So long. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, my dear. Bye.
Been a great platform. Thank you.
Very interesting discussion. Okay.
King, hallelujah. Very, very fruitful. It's a good meeting. That's all, brother said. Shalom said. My brother. Yes, sir. All right. I'm
waja yi kuchima ino wani me kona me waja shong so Timbuktu Ghana Mali Sumanguru ino waja shong waja waja shong Yasa twa you know what ya show. Get your